Yeah, I understand that perspective because I know Slovakia very well. So people, yeah, the post-communist hangover.
Mm.
People people want jobs, but they don't want to work.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And so to find people who will do the right tasks is difficult because there is still this there is still so much corruption and a post-socialist agenda where it's not in any way a sort of free and open market, and to find the right people is really difficult. That's why foreign businesses have problems working with Slovak companies because there are big trust issues.
Hmm.
You know, it's well known that foreign businesses that come into Slovakia lose a lot of money because the people they get to do the jobs don't want to work a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's why work? I'm not going to get any more money if I work hard or if I just work, so I just do the basic job, which is um, a sad part of the culture that I saw for a long period of time. And it goes back to the problem that I talked about at the beginning of our conversation, where this person is, oh, I can't Skype you from my office. Well, then get out of the fucking office. Right? I mean, seriously. Seriously, it's like, oh, the company says I can't do this. Well, we'll do it outside of the company. It's your effing personal development, right? It's you that's supposed to be going forward. How the hell is the company supposed to progress? How are you supposed to find financial solutions if the financial director is not able to think outside of the box?
mm,
Oh, well, we have to do, yeah, okay, look, follow the contracts, read the information, I get it, do all that stuff. You need someone to do all that stuff, but don't live in a cage, right? And the crazy thing is the solutions and the answers are always outside of the cage.
hmm.
The things that you want are always outside of the cage, but you tell yourself that you can't have them, and that's not true. We've got to get beyond that. I mean, don't think Britain is that much different. Okay, don't think Britain is that much different. This socialism is taking over all across the world. I mean, you see what's happening with European Union directives in countries and money and resources getting sucked out of certain areas. It's still the same, even even here, right? I read a statistic that the cost of education for the average student has increased 2,000% in the last 20 years, whereas the cost of average food products in comparison with wages has decreased like 40% in the free market, right? What this means is that free market products have reduced in price by 50%, whereas socialist based products have increased in price by 2,000% over
Mm.
the last 20 years. So if we want things to get more expensive, then we socialize everything. And
Mm.
then nobody's going to have any money to buy
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, and this is because, this is not helpful. This next piece of information is not helpful, but, this is because the major banking systems have built up China for the last 50 years and supported its economic infrastructure and development for it to be uh, the model. And the European people don't know that their taxes are subsidizing these imports.
Hmm.
And when European companies want to work in places like China, they have to pay huge taxes, or even taxes or bribes or whatever they have to pay to get into the market there. Because people want to get into the market there because it's the largest population and there's so many people and so many customers, but they can't do it. They're trapped. And anyone who travels to, for example, South Korea and then travels back to
Mm.
Slovakia is like, oh, Slovakia. Do things move in Slovakia? It's so slow. Um, so, yeah. There's the generations are changing, um, and what this means is that this eastern tiger of
Mm.
economics, the South Korea, the China, the Indonesia,
Yeah.
these places are moving forward quickly and making
Yeah. Yeah.
great
Yeah.
advances, and they're taking over. They're taking over everything, and there's very little that people are just not aware. They're just not aware. They've gone to sleep. The comfort of the post Second World War era, the 70 years without war, has put people to sleep. They
Mm.
think that everything is free and everything is easy. You know,
Mhm.
from uh, from spaceships to sexuality, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's free and easy, and you don't have to think about it very much because it's all there. It's all on the table. Help yourself, and
Mm.
this idea that you can help yourself to everything is and it causes crazy things to happen. Like the young intelligent people grow up in Slovakia, they take international relations courses, they end up in Brussels thinking the system is wonderful, not realizing that they've left their own country because it's a mess,
Mm.
and they're not actually really helping by not being there. Yeah, it's like leaving your own home and working in somebody else's house while your own home falls apart. You build other people's dreams and then forget about your own. So it's very slow progress, and I think that I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Mhm.
And what do I see in Slovakia? I see some elements of economic development, but I still see the older generation not prepared to think or take risks that they need to take. And like I said earlier, this idea that you're going to improve the quality of your own life by limiting your own ability to communicate
Mhm.
is that even rational? Is that not some kind of mental disorder? It's definitely a cognitive problem. And when you place people with big cognitive problems in important positions in your company, you end up with problems because you end up surrounding people with people like yourself. People with problems surround themselves with people with problems.
Yeah. 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 Mm.
And it's why are businesses not growing? Why are companies not growing? And this is one of the
Mhm.
reasons why.
Mhm.
So about Britain and Brexit, how can we say this? Britain won the war but lost the battle.
What? Britain?
Britain won the war but lost the battle.
Mm.
Britain won the Second World War, but they lost the fight because they were so weak by the end of the war that they allowed socialism to integrate into their market, and it has only grown and grown and grown over a long period of time. Now, you still have great elements to the culture and the way business works and the way business develops, but um, there's this how can I describe? I see it here in the north of Scotland. It's as if people have given up hope that anything is going to change.
Mm.
And is Britain really that important? Well, not anymore. Like, not really that much on the world scale. It's gone. Where's the British Army? Where's the British Navy? I mean, those things have gone. But behind the scenes, you have to realize that everything is owned by the Queen, and she's a big international power. But